Guardians of democracy, the vital role of nonpartisan public service. In a functioning democracy, public servants play a crucial role. They are the engines of government, ensuring that laws are implemented fairly and effectively. These dedicated individuals, from scientists to park rangers, are entrusted with the public good. Their commitment to nonpartisanship and expertise ensures that government serves all citizens, regardless of their political beliefs. This foundational principle is now under attack. Project 2025, a radical plan conceived by right-wing think tanks, threatens to dismantle this cornerstone of American democracy. This project outlines a chilling strategy to replace career civil servants with political loyalists. The goal is not good governance, but the consolidation of power. It is a hostile takeover, designed to transform the very nature of American governance. This plan is not merely about staffing changes, it's about subverting democracy itself. Imagine a government where loyalty to a single ideology trumps competence, where scientific evidence is ignored in favor of political expediency. This is the terrifying vision of Project 2025, a project that seeks to dismantle the very institutions that uphold our freedoms. The stakes could not be higher. We must understand the threat posed by Project 2025 and resist its insidious agenda. Our democracy depends on it. The purge begins, replacing expertise with ideology. The early days of Trump's second term have provided a chilling glimpse into the real-world implementation of Project 2025. The administration wasted no time in putting its plan into action, using a combination of executive orders and legislative maneuvers to clear the path for a massive influx of loyalists. This is not a drill, it's happening right now. One of the most alarming tactics has been the reinstatement of Schedule F, a little-known executive order that allows the president to reclassify vast swaths of civil servants as policy-making employees. This seemingly innocuous change has devastating consequences. It strips these employees of their job protections, making them vulnerable to politically motivated dismissals. The result? A purge of experienced professionals from agencies across the government. Thousands of dedicated public servants, many with decades of experience, have been fired, reassigned, or forced into early retirement. Their replacements? Often individuals with little to no experience in their respective fields, but with impeccable ideological credentials. This is not about improving government efficiency. It's about consolidating power. It's about silencing dissent and ensuring that only those who toe the party line are allowed to serve. This is a direct assault on the very principles of meritocracy and expertise that have long been the hallmarks of American governance. Section 4. Echoes of Tyranny, Historical Parallels and the Erosion of Democracy. The tactics employed by Project 2025 are not new. They are chillingly familiar to anyone who has studied the rise of authoritarian regimes throughout history. From Nazi Germany to Putin's Russia, the playbook is clear. Undermine democratic institutions, silence dissent, and install loyalists in positions of power. Consider the chilling parallels between Project 2025 and the rise of Nazi Germany. Just as Hitler replaced experienced civil servants with loyal party members, so too does Project 2025 seek to transform the American government into an arm of a single ideology. The parallels are too striking to ignore. Or look to Viktor Orban's Hungary, where the systematic dismantling of democratic norms and the installation of loyalists have transformed the country into what some observers call an illiberal democracy. This is the path that Project 2025 sets us on, a path away from freedom and towards authoritarian rule. History is replete with examples of what happens when power becomes concentrated in the hands of a few. The erosion of democratic norms, the suppression of dissent, the rise of corruption and cronyism, these are the hallmarks of a government that has lost its way. Section 5. From Scientists to Sycophants, the Dangers of Ideological Litmus Tests. The consequences of replacing expertise with ideology are already being felt across the government. Agencies tasked with protecting our health, safety, and environment are being hollowed out, their missions twisted to serve a narrow political agenda. This is not just about politics, it's about our lives. Consider the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention, once a globally respected institution at the forefront of public health. Under Project 2025, the CDC has been infiltrated by political appointees with no scientific background. more interested in pushing a partisan agenda than following the science. The consequences are real: a muzzling of experts, a suppression of vital information, and a weakening of our nation's ability to respond to public health crises. The Environmental Protection Agency, tasked with safeguarding our air and water, has suffered a similar fate. Scientists have been silenced, regulations gutted, and polluters emboldened. The result? A dirtier environment, increased health risks, and a betrayal of the public trust. These are just two examples among many. From the Department of Justice to the Department of Education, the pattern is clear. Ideology trumps expertise, loyalty supersedes competence. This is a recipe for disaster, a betrayal of the public trust, and a threat to the very fabric of our democracy. Section 6. Entrenching power, a shadow government in the making. Project 2025 is not simply about winning the next election. It's about controlling the government for a generation or more. The plan's architects understand that true power lies not just in the Oval Office, but in the vast bureaucracy that underpins the federal government. They are playing the long game, and the stakes are incredibly high. One of the most insidious aspects of Project 2025 is its focus on embedding loyalists in mid-level management positions. These are the individuals who make the government run on a day-to-day basis, implementing policy, interpreting regulations, and making decisions that impact millions of Americans. By installing loyalists in these positions, Project 2025 aims to create a shadow government, one that operates outside the traditional checks and balances of our democracy. Imagine a future where a new administration, regardless of its political affiliation, finds itself stymied at every turn by a bureaucracy resistant to change, its ranks filled with individuals more loyal to an ideology than to the Constitution. This is the nightmare scenario that Project 2025 seeks to create. This is not just about politics, it's about power. It's about subverting the will of the people and creating a system where a select few are able to exert undue influence over the levers of government. Section 7. A call to action. Defending democracy from within. The threat posed by Project 2025 is real, it is imminent, and it demands our attention. We cannot afford to be complacent while the very foundations of our democracy are being chipped away. We must act now, with urgency and determination, to defend the institutions that protect our freedoms. This is not a partisan issue, it's an American issue. It's about defending the very principles of good governance, expertise, and nonpartisanship that have long been the hallmarks of our democracy. We must hold our elected officials accountable, demand transparency in government hiring practices, and shine a light on the dangers of Project 2025. We must educate ourselves and others about the insidious nature of this plan. We must support organizations dedicated to protecting the integrity of our civil service. We must demand that our elected officials prioritize experience and expertise over ideology in government appointments. The future of our democracy hangs in the balance. We cannot afford to be silent. We cannot afford to be complacent. The time to act is now. Thanks for watching. Stay stronger, stay smarter, stay informed. Like and subscribe for more information and updates.